All right, welcome to the full Vantage Podcast. I love just a cool haircut, okay? I love a cool haircut. And these two men crush in that space. But they're not just guys who are good barbers. There's a lot to it. And I think there's a lot of things that we're going to cover in this conversation, from the come up, from having somebody in your corner, to just mountains and valleys of barbering. And it's so good to have my new friends, Eddie and Diego, here with me. And then they've got a big surprise that's coming, something that they've never done before, that's just around the corner that we're going to talk about, just to kind of encapsulate, or as the climax of this conversation, the pinnacle. So we want you guys to know about that. But with that being said, if you guys don't mind, Eddie and Diego, could you guys introduce yourself, share everybody about, because both of you run different barbershops, if you guys could talk about that for a second. And then when did you guys meet? Eddie, if you don't mind, maybe hitting us off,
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. Honored to be here. Super excited to be on this podcast and talk about everything we got going on, and kind of give a story of myself. Grew up in Denver. I wasn't born here, but I'd say about 14 years old, I started cutting hair at my mom's bathroom, my mom's porch. Cutting all my middle school friends. There was actually a few of us that were cutting hair out of friends. I stuck with it, and eventually I wanted to make it a bigger part of me, and I decided that I needed to get licensed, so I decided to go to barber school. Right around that time, I'd say, is when I ran into Diego at a barber event. It was probably like around 2014, give or take.
It was actually like the first ever barber event here in Denver, which is crazy. Yeah. Like there wasn't I think that's when all the events started popping off.
Yeah, that's kind of like everything set it off. Shout out to, I think, 5280. Those guys threw it up together, but. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I've been cutting hair for about 23 years now, 24 years. But yeah, in about 2019, I opened my barbershop. We opened over on 29th and Spear, right by North High School, the high school actually I went to. So that was pretty cool. And then was there for about 3.5 years, and then moved back to a barbershop where I'm at now. And I've been there for 4 years, which is actually in the neighborhood I grew up in, Gloveville, which is right next door to where we're sitting right now. So we've been, I'm a Denver boy and been growing up in this area, and I've seen everything just. Yeah, I wouldn't say native because I wasn't born here, so that's the one thing that changes.
But you've been here for that long, bro.
But
I gotta
take. Okay,
you know what I mean?
All right, I'll run it. California native. All right, I'll take it. So with that said, yeah, we're on Park Avenue and Gloveville Road, and it's been great. I love cutting hair. I've been doing this for a while, and I've created some great relationships. Some of the families I've been cutting, I started cutting their kids when they were born, and now I cut the kids' kids, and I'm generations and generations. And I always say, this is where I want to be, cutting these kids, because these are my future clients. Maybe somebody else I cut a couple times, may not come back, but you create that relationship with that child or the kid. They become your friend, and now they don't want to go anywhere else. So I love it.
Dude, Eddie's been cutting hair as long as these kids have been born. That's been working with you, right? Like some of the kids weren't even born yet, and he was already in the game. So.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that when I say that, because I don't feel like an older guy. Nowadays people call me Unc, and I'm like,
yeah, you definitely don't look it.
Yeah,
Eddie, you definitely don't look it.
It's crazy, but yeah. So yeah, it's kind of how it came to be. We created Barber, the name of our barbershop. It's the word barba is the Spanish word for beard, or actually the base Latin word for barber, or anything that comes from that, derived from any of that word. But barba, I wanted something that was going to be like short and to the point, and then when people heard that, they knew it was going to be like, oh, that's a barbershop, or something that has to do with hair. So that's what we went with. And I'm also very passionate about beards. I like, I don't necessarily have a big beard, but I like creating some nice shapes and creating some nice patterns and blends and stuff in beards, and I feel like that's something I'm passionate about. So I run with it, man, and it's been good. It's been great. We're at the space now. I think Barber was created about 7 years ago. We did have one little hiccup, COVID. I remember, whoever remembers that, but yeah. COVID 2020 was a scary time. I had been open for a little bit less than a year, and it was a little scary time because we were like, oh, well, are we going to survive this? I know a lot of shops, other businesses that didn't survive that, but we came back from it. stronger than ever, and blessed enough to be able to still be talking about it to today. So.
Yep.
That's so cool. What about you, Diego?
All right, so yeah, my name is Diego. I've been cutting hair now for 14 years this summer, and obviously same thing. I started in my mom's garage, then went down to the basement. I had my people down there. Dude, I used to have my mom's house full of cars, bro, and always beefing with my neighbors and stuff like that because people were just coming in and out. But yeah, I started cutting hair. I was like about to be 14, and I remember just asking my mom to buy me some clippers for my 14th birthday, and I remember her saying, "Why do you want some clippers? Like, you're not gonna use them, So I was talking to her about that like each time, and I'm always like, "Yo, mom, remember you didn't want to buy me those clippers, so." And look where we're at now. But yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro. Because at that time, bro, like I said, like barbering was not what it is now. Like even when I was like 18, between like 18 to 20, like I remember my parents would still kind of push me to get a job. They'd be like, "Yo, cutting hair is not like a career. Like you got to go do something." My dad was a truck driver, so I was expected to be a truck driver too. I quit a job that I had. That was like the last job I had, and he was like, "Hey, if you're gonna just be here at the house cutting hair, like I need you to start studying for your CDL and get your CDL." And did I listen? No, bro, I didn't. And then there was this one client that kind of talked some sense into me, and he was a truck driver, and he was like, "Dude, like, what are you doing? Like, you cut hair, you got a great clientele. Like, for you to make what you already make right now as a truck driver, dude, like, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that. Like, just go to school, dude." That was on a Saturday, bro. That Monday, I went and signed up for school, and went to barber school, and yeah, man, I got licensed in 2020. Fast forward to now, I moved down to the city. I was actually living in Longmont at the time too. So moved to Longmont down here to the city here in Cherry Creek, opened up a studio, and I've been there for 4 years now. And then just recently, up until last month, I opened up my first barber shop out in Longmont. Took it back to the roots, back to Longmont, and yeah, man, One Up Barbers. That's what we're calling it. So that's what's going on right now in my life. But yeah, man, barbering is just a bigger thing now, and me and Eddie, we go way back. I met this guy when I was 15 years old. He just said right now, we were at this barber battle, and walked into a bathroom. He said, "What up?" And I said, "What up?" In the bathrooms. we met there, and honestly, it's funny to say that, that we're in the bathroom, but it's a core memory, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like every time like we talk about it, I'm like, dude, we walked into the bathroom, this dude was like in there, and I was like, "Yo, what up, bro?" And ever since then, dude, we've been cool, and now we're still, I was 15 at the time, I'm 28 now. That's 13 years ago, and me and him are still super tight, super cool, and now we're doing something right now that we're collabing with each other, and that we'll explain soon about it. But just a great guy, man. Good relationship with this guy, and yeah, bro. So we go way back.
I also love the scissors in your ear. I didn't notice that until right now because you're sitting right here. That's so cool.
I'm glad you actually seen that there were some scissors. This one time I was in the elevator and some girl was like, "Oh, I like your butterfly." So I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, a butterfly.
Yeah, she's like, "I like your butterfly," and I'm like, "What the fuck? That's crazy." But yeah, man, the scissors, bro. It's just, it's a statement. You see it right away, and you're like, "Yo, like, if you could tell it's the scissors, you're like, okay, what are you? You a barber or something, So.
I'm gonna have to start saying "cute butterfly" when I see you now.
I know, right? That's an inside joke now.
I love that so much.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want to talk about the art of barbering a little bit because you guys it's just about cutting hair. That's it, right? Like.
No, definitely not.
No, definitely not.
So I asked Eddie. I said that question earlier, and Eddie was like, "Whoa!"
Right away, you saw his reaction right away.
I was like, "It's like those are fighting words."
Yeah, yeah, pretty close.
So hit me with it, Eddie.
Yeah,
Go.
I guess I want to touching base on that is I think for my clients and how I've ran business for some years now, I don't think a great haircut is just it. You definitely have to have a great experience. A lot, and that go either way. A lot of people nowadays, a lot of kids are like, "Yo, I'm gonna just sell this experience, and I'm gonna charge $300, $400, $500 because I'm creating this experience." And it's further than that.
And I'm posting it on Instagram. Yeah. Making it look cool on Instagram.
Social media has made this whole genre of business just a whole mess up. I think it's been dumbed down in my eyes. I feel like the relationship that you create with your customers, whether, like I was saying, the relationship that you create with these kids or just customers in general. Nowadays, Denver, we're getting so many people move here. And my goal every time somebody sits in my chair is to make sure that they have a memorable experience. Not only they're going to get a great haircut, but they're going to really feel like I care, like I care about what they got going on. I want to listen to them. You have as a barber, we have to be great listeners. We have to
therapists, bro.
Therapists.
We're literally therapists.
We have to know every connection, whether they need a plumber, they need a photographer, they need a videographer, they need a nice restaurant to take their wife out to dinner, or a nice place, anything. We are those guys, So with that said, I think the art and the haircut itself is very important, but that's not what keeps the chair spinning. I think you have to. Well, first of all, I think customer service is really, really big. I think communication is really, really big. Whether, it happens with me, and I talk to my clients about it all the time, whether I'm running a few minutes late, maybe my customer's rushing to the shop, to try to get there on time. I shoot them a message, hey, I'm running 5-10 minutes late.
Yeah.
I don't want them running a red light, catching a speeding ticket because they're trying to get there.
Yep.
And it's all little things that I feel are the keys to success. Communication, attentiveness, overall just caring for the service, this time you're going to spend with this person that's paying you a nice amount of money. And these haircuts have gotten way more expensive than when we were cutting hair as kids. We started with $5.
$5, $10 to
yeah.
$12. Dude, somebody would give you a $20 bill, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were like,
yeah.
You need me to clean up your brows, bro? You want me to do your ears? Nowadays we get that more because my clients are older now. They got hairs in their ears now.
But yeah. Yeah, like what Eddie's saying, like with the customer service, man, customer service is everything. First impression really does matter, bro. Like, it's not, like I said, it's not just cutting the hair, man. Like, you have to talk to them, because, there's barbers that, like, will cut your hair, and, like, they're not even speaking to you, bro, so it makes it awkward for the client. You think that client's going to come back? Nah, maybe not, bro. The thing is, you got to create relationships with these people, and there's barbers out there, too, man, that they'll be like, oh, if like how he's saying about running late and stuff like that and just being communicative, like there's barbers out there that be like, yo, I'm good. Like if this guy wants to come with me, he'll come with me, like it's just like a lot of ego kind of getting thrown around a lot right now, bro. And honestly, it's just like, it's not doing that type of things, bro. Like you're not going to last in the game, bro. Like, you don't have to also look cool on Instagram either, bro. Like I want to say that too, because like all these haircuts and stuff that you see on Instagram, like it's like a lot of enhancements, which is dope. Like I'm not hating on it, because I also do it too, because one day I'm gonna take a picture, or I'm gonna do something with it, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a picture perfect, But right now it's just like Instagram has just blown it out of proportion than what it really is, man. Like so, customer service and just creating relationships is really what matters.
And I will say that you mentioned art and stuff about that earlier. It's definitely an art. For us as the barbers, it's definitely a passion. Like I love sitting there and watching my clippers, go from a nice skin to some length, and creating, these layers or shapes or blends that, I can make a beard. And like I did an event last Saturday, and it was like a beard club of gentlemen. These guys are all in this beard club, and they're about 5,000 worldwide. They're deep. These guys got chapters in every state. So these guys invited us. They've never had a barbershop there. So I'm doing like free beard trims at the booth that I had, and I'm having these guys come through, and they're telling me their stories. I had this gentleman. He's actually a professional Santa Claus, and I talked to him. He has a beard, probably, I don't know.
Professional Santa Claus is so cool.
He probably has about 12 inches of beard, and he's like, clean me up. I really want like that really like nice Santa beard. So I'm like, just going through the internet trying to find like a nice beard kind of to create kind of the same shape and stuff, trying to get a understanding of what he wants. And he goes, so this is cool right here. So I show him the picture, and we shape his beard. He wanted some nice roundness, but some still fullness with maybe some sharper edges. So we do that, really sharp lines. He gets up out of the chair, really grateful guy. He ends up winning second place in his category. And he found me after the contest, and he was like, bro, we won. Actually, I got a phone call from him earlier today. He said, hey, we had a meeting yesterday. We're talking about you guys. We want you guys back. This is a great experience, and created this great relationship with this gentleman who's obviously now he's a professional Santa Claus, and he's like, yo, whenever you need me come to your parties.
You need me for Santa Claus.
Yeah, you need me for Santa Claus. I'm there. I met Santa Claus now. I can tell the kids that, right? But
you have a Santa Claus.
I have a Santa Claus on speed dial, guys.
But see, like that's the art of it, though. You know what I mean? He did that. You came in, scoped with the beard. You just started go from one thing to another, and look where it's at now. You know what I mean? Now you created that relationship with him. You know, so.
And all the other guys were like, oh, well, we should have just maybe hit him up. You know, the other guys that maybe lost are like, oh, maybe I should have had him clean up my beard. That was the crazy part about that, Diego. There wasn't a lot of blends down on the top, and those top of the beards. There was just a lot of length and maybe some shape on the bottom. But there's a lot of factors that create a good haircut, create a good shape up. I've done classes where I go to schools and or shops, salons and stuff, try to teach some haircuts, and I always tell people, like, you can have a great haircut, but like the framework, it's like having a great art piece with the ugly frame. It's not gonna look good. You can have a mediocre painting with a great frame, and it's gonna look really nice. Presentation, all that stuff, but it's all part of the big picture, and yeah. That's
well, isn't that the difference? I love that, because that's the difference between this can being a piece of trash after I'm done with it, or if I put it and I present it as a piece of art, and it being worth a lot of money because of how it's presented.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where does that come from for you, Eddie? Because that's that's not taught. Like, it can be taught, but that comes from somewhere, because you're not going to talk about a beard like you just did if you don't care. But caring comes from a place. Who taught you? Why do you? Where does caring actually come from for you?
I think the passion that I got for beards in particular is I never really had one. This is actually because of Diego. We were at my sister-in-law's grand opening. She has a barbershop as well. Shout out Stealth. We were at her event, and Diego was like, bro, he's like, you don't really grow hair here? He's like, why don't you use what you have to do something about it? He's like, this is what they call an Italian beard. And he got to going now too.
Yeah.
And so we're like, it's a blend down. There's not really much to work with here, but I think maybe because of the absence of me having the beard, and me living vicariously through everybody that I cut, and I just, now I've learned how to shape, how to cut, how to style, how to, create some nice beards. I'm also the founder of a lot of my clients' beards. They're like, they have a little peach fuzz, and then they're like, oh, I can never grow a beard. I'm like, you have it.
Give me a second.
Let's do something about this.
We can do something.
I'm going to shape you up, and next week we're going to just keep doing this until you have a nice beard. And now these guys are walking around with no necks because their beard's so full. So I think, that's crazy thing to think about. I don't think I've ever thought about it, but I'm going to ask myself next time, just thinking about it. But I think the absence of not having one for me is what created me or wanted me to, kind of dabble in that.
Well, and think about this. You've helped scores of men have something that they thought they couldn't have. So, like, think about that kind of, hey, hold on. You're saying you can't? You can? Would you like for me to help you? Yeah. So think about the service that even that brings to the table, because that's not like casual. There was somebody that was struggling or that thought negatively about themselves, and you taught them how to reframe and view themselves positively, and you gave them something to hold on to. Like, that's way different.
It's creating confidence too.
I think that's part of, our job as barbers. It's not just cutting your hair. I'm really big about, overall positivity and energy, especially in my barbershop. I want everybody to, I see somebody coming down and out, and I'm going to have this conversation with them, and try not to, because I also respect people's privacy. But if they open up slightly and they let me in, please believe I'm either going to walk out here with this just happy face and just overall elevated vibe and energy and just uplifted overall. Because, if I have the power to help them, I'm going to try this. Now, if it doesn't work, go get some ice cream.
Yeah, go get some ice cream, you said.
But confidence. Because so think about the way that the world is right now. Men's mental health, it's kind of like on the forefront right now. I would say that in a lot of ways, you were even talking about how barbers, I think it was before we even turned the mics to the cameras on and the mics on. Maybe you even can hit this, Diego. You were talking about how, like, in a lot of ways, you've learned how to be somewhat of a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you even talk about men's mental health and confidence and the ability to stand tall instead of shrink back, how have you seen your skill set or your helping others, how have you seen that come into play when it comes to that?
Again, like, just being able to just talk to your clients, being therapists, just being able to listen. I mean, like you said, like men's mental health, bro. Like it's just, you know, some clients come in and just they come and sit down and come talk to you, you know, and you just gotta be there to be able to listen and create that confidence too while they're there, you know, because yeah, man, there's some people are just going through some stuff at times, and yeah, bro, just by doing something, like by doing a haircut, man, it just changes everything, you know. So I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, you got anything else to say about that?
Well, so like think about where does your confidence come from?
My confidence comes from, I think, just from everything that I do, man. I think just from being a barber too, and just talking to other people, bro, and being able to just network with other people, and yeah, man, just knowing what I do, you know. So that's where it comes from.
You carry yourself differently, though.
Do I? As in what?
You carry yourself very different. It's not normal. So you talk about it as if this is a positive thing.
All right.
I think it should be normal.
I agree.
think everybody should be like that.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you talk about it as very matter of fact, like it's kind of like, oh, this is like, it's not a big deal. But I'm saying is you are incredibly powerful personality.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And it's but it's not, you're not against me when I'm around you. I feel like you're very for me.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say much. Which is weird. Like, it's not, like, that's not
Dude,
normal either. You know what I mean?
I mean, you just got to know, like, honestly, I just like to say, I'm like, dude, you just got to know who you are, bro. Like, you got to, like, you know, you can't fake the funk, bro. You just got to be yourself. You know what I mean? And then the way you think of yourself, that's how you are. You know what I mean? So it just, building that confidence is being strong, bro. And just, like, again, bro, like, I mean, just set the tone, bro. As soon as you walk into that room, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, I like to carry myself a certain way, bro. Like, I mean, because that's the reason why I've been in certain rooms, because of the person that I am. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I love that, bro. Yeah, it's so true. I elaborating on what he's saying is, yeah, you walk in, you know, and you don't have to be loud. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to speak loud or be extra colorful. You could walk in and something very subtle, but your energy, your presence is felt because of how you carry yourself, you know?
And I mean, I'm sure I'm sure, like how you said, you know, like, I'm sure you guys heard of the thing, like the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest, you know what I mean? Right. So, I mean, that's why I'm like, you know, just kind of the word like nonchalant, you know what I mean? You got to just kind of just go with the flow, bro. You know, go with the flow and
be water.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Be water, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And then, I mean, yeah, dude, I've gone that so many times actually, that I do carry myself a certain way. And also I've gone a lot that, like, I carry myself older. I'm 28, you know, and a lot of the people I hang around with, you know, they're the mid 30s to late 30s, you know, and that's a lot of my friends, bro. And I feel like that's another reason why I am the person that I am, bro, because of the people that I hang around with, you know. Everybody's super mature. You know, everybody also has something going on. Everybody's elevating, and that's the circle that I'm in, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's why I carry myself the way I do right now. So
if you were to give one person a shout out that has helped instill that, maybe not the source, but have really encouraged you in your confidence, or like maybe they've spoken a word over you or into you, or just modeled for you. It could just be like a model. Like, hey, I'm looking at this man or woman or person, and they have totally helped me. Who would that person be for you?
I mean, you know what? Let me. I think I got two people for sure. I first want to shout out my brother. You know, my brother passed away when I was 7 years old. So I feel like everything that I do, man, and I remember him as a kid, man. He at such a young age, he was already, you know, a hustler. He got after it. So me kind of like still remembering that, it just what makes me keep going and helping me just moving forward to like everything that I'm doing, you know. So I always think about him and everything that I do. You know, it's been 20 years since he passed. So, you know, I still carry him in my heart and my mind and everything. So I feel like he's a real big part of my life, why I just grind, you know, and think about my parents and stuff when I think about him and everything like that. So I mean, shout out my brother Martin Garcia, and another person that's really, really like helped me shift my vision and connected me with a lot of great people, and, you know, kind of pushed me to be like where I'm at right now is one of my great friends. His name's Zach Molesky. He's a owner of this pavement company. It's called National Pavement Partners. And honestly, he's the main reason why I moved to Denver too, because he lived out here and I was still living in Longmont. He wouldn't make the drive to go see me over there. we would come out here, hang around, you know, and he would connect me with a bunch of other people, and you know, everybody would be like, oh, where do you cut at? Like, where do you cut at? And I'd always be like, oh, I'm in Longmont. And so everybody was like, damn, it's freaking far, you know? So then I was just talking to my wife, and I was like, hey, what if we make the change and we move to Denver? And she was like, I mean, if you want to, like, let's do it, you know? I mean, shout out to my wife too, because, you know, she's always like putting up with all my crazy ideas and everything like that. And yeah, man, we came over here, and while being over here, you know, he connected me with a lot of clients, bro, that they still come with me. He connected me with some ball players, you know, like Nuggets. You know, I got in contact through some of the Nuggets players because of him. And I mean, yeah, bro, he pretty much set the tone. And I mean, just seeing what he does too, man. And again, like what I was saying about my circle, like the people who I hang around with, like, you know, they just elevate, they just carry themselves a certain way too. So it helped me out a lot to see like a different vision. So, you know, a different lens. So
perspectives are extremely powerful, and a lot of times when I'm even just learning from you in this moment, I'm reminded of how we honor those who have maybe gone before us,
mm-hmm.
or have helped us get to where we go. And we honor them by taking it further than we could on our own.
Yeah.
Or than we did without them. And so it's like, oh man, you know, a lot of times our power comes from a place of pain that has found a different pot to grow in. And it's like, oh my gosh, like whether it was that pain or it was like this, you know, person that was inspiring or I wanted to be near, or it was your wife who's like, hey, I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
And it's like a support system. I can see like all different angles that have helped you create this ecosystem of development, both in memory and forethought. And I love thinking about that with you, because confidence in a lot of times is found in a body of work. And what I see in you is you've created a body of work that's I'm confident because of my community,
mm-hmm.
and because of the body of work that I've put in, I know I'm going to be able to follow through.
Yeah.
I do. That is so cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I mean, yeah, like the confidence, man. Confidence is everything. Confidence is key. So goes a long way.
You're also like a motivational speaker. Like
Yeah.
I want a lot of your like pithy quotes.
Dude, ask my nephews, bro. ask my nephews, man. I'm always motivational. Like, and they're like, oh my god, here he goes again, just freaking ranting about something, you know?
Here goes Unc. Here
he goes. I'm always like, dude. I tell him, I'm like, dude, whatever that you guys want to do, bro, go do it, dude. Like, you guys are so young. You fail. It's all good, dude. Like, you guys are so young. You can start all over and go do something else again. You know what I mean? So that's me, bro. I'm always like that, dude. I'm always just trying to speak some game to the young cats and anybody around me.
I love that so much. It's like I could run through that brick wall. You know, like I'm ready to go right now.
Dude, even ask my wife, bro. There's sometimes like she's like, what is wrong with you? Because like I'm even like, oh, I get so fired up sometimes, bro, even by myself, and I'm like, oh, like, all right, let's go. Like, give me something. I need to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's overwhelming. I know the vibes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
oh, you get that urge sometimes, bro, and you just want to yell sometimes. You know what I mean? So
I do.
Yeah, my wife's like, dude, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, like, yeah, you're with me. You know, you're with me now. You stuck with me, so you gotta put up with this. You know? So yeah, man. So
that's so good, Eddie. As you think about Diego and some other guys, maybe you've poured into that you have a relationship with, and as you think about just some principles, I'd love for you to talk maybe less about barbering, but maybe tag some key principles that people that maybe want to become something or have something in their lives. Because right now, what I'm seeing is, I don't know, maybe even what are you guys seeing? Because like I think what you're talking about, what you two together are talking about, is really helpful for anyone. It doesn't have to be just barbering. It's literally anyone that's wanting to become something, build something that you could be proud of. But also, if you want to help people, you can help people with scissors and cutting their hair. You can help people in so many different creative ways that people haven't probably even discovered yet. There's something to your source, Eddie, that I would love for you to say, like, hey, if you're serious about seeing your life become something that helps others, here's a few principles that I've learned through barbering that you really need to take hold of? What would be a few of those that you would say, hey, if you don't have this, you can't get there. You can't help people.
All right. Well, from just off the top, just off the rip, the main one, and this goes, it falls off everybody. I think a lot of people, they tend to not be grateful. I've tried to make it a thing for myself to wake up in the morning every morning and just be grateful. Just give myself a moment just to be grateful. Thank you, God. Here I go, another day. Maybe I didn't sleep. And let me be honest, so we're doing this. I got the barbershop. We got a bunch of stuff. I just started another business with my brother. It's a lot of stuff going on. We started an abatement company for asbestos and stuff like that. So anyway, with that said, every morning and right before bed, the last thing I like to say, just whether I say it out loud or just put it in my head, just thank you, God, for another day. So the main thing I think is gratitude, being grateful. That's the main thing. Second, accountability. We tend to want to put blame on things for our actions or our lack of effort, or not putting our best foot forward on certain things, and then they don't go well, and then we want to blame everything else. And I'm a victim of them. I've dealt with it myself, and I said victim, but I try not to think like that. But with that said, yes, I've dealt with it myself. But I'm try to put my finger this way, this will happen. No, accountability. Now, the third one, I think I shared something yesterday. I don't know if you got to see that, Diego, where I was talking about how people tend to give up. There's a lot of things that happen in your life that you think you want. I mean, I want it too. I would like to be an overnight success and be, rich overnight. Yes, but no, it takes time, blood, sweat, and years. This is not something that happens overnight. And if it does happen overnight, it's probably, it might be bad. It's gonna mess with you mentally, emotionally. It's gonna throw you off because you haven't got a chance to grasp it and really appreciate it. With that said, I always think about the big picture. Where were you a year ago? Where were you 5 years ago? Where were you 10 years ago? Mm-hmm. Where were you 20 years ago? And for me, I can say that now, Yeah. So all these things is like stop thinking about I just tried this, it didn't work, I'm gonna give up. No, keep pushing. I was talking to somebody about that, and they said, yeah, man, a lot of people wanna, worry about that because they fail, but then they fail back. No, instead fail forward. Keep pushing. So those are my top three things, bro. I think barbering has taught me those things, whether it's conversations or in the business or even a haircut. When I was learning to do certain haircuts that I just couldn't do. Should I just give up and never do it again? No, keep trying. Should I say, you know what? It's because of these clippers? No, accountability. You didn't do something right. You weren't putting your best foot forward. You didn't study for this test. You didn't study for this particular service you're going to give, and you want to give up. No. So, and then be grateful that you have the things to be able to learn and the opportunity every day to get up and try again. Mm-hmm. So those are my three ones.
I like that.
I do too. I love that. And think about maybe one or two that you'd like to add as well, because if you go gratefulness, accountability, don't quit. What I've always heard that I love is if we don't quit, we win. Because we'll learn, we'll adjust.
And you just never know what's going to happen either. You know what I mean? So I just seen this thing too. It's just entrepreneurs, they jump off a cliff and then they assemble a plane on the way down. You know what I mean?
I love that.
And that's what it really is, bro. So you just never know what's gonna happen, bro. You just gotta go for it. And like Eddie said, if you fail, it's all good. You know what I mean? You just keep going. But I do want to add, you also just gotta be a hustler. You gotta just get after it, bro. You have to get after it. Nothing's gonna happen if you're not doing anything, and you just gotta just keep going, and also just have patience, patience that it's gonna come one day too, so don't give up, have that patience that something's gonna happen.
Yeah, that hope,
and then man, that hustle is everything, and not a lot of people have it, and so I mean, if it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, then I don't know what to tell you. But
well, I hear it all the time, bro, and it's just I had somebody tell me, it was have you always been like this? And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, you've always, as long as I've known you, you've been doing good. I'm like, well, thank you, but bro,
it might look
it's
like
not.
It, yeah, it might look like it, but
I'm real big about not, definitely everybody goes through things, bro. Everybody has highs and lows. We're talking about mountaintops and valleys. Everybody goes through them. Now, I'm not one, yes, I'm going to post, my new business. I'm going to post that. Am I going to post a car accident that I got into? Probably not. You know, the way I see it, it attracts that kind of stuff. You know, I don't want to talk about those things. I don't want to post about these things. I don't want to, you know, put that back out to the world and to the universe and to these energies and everything to give back. I think, you know, I don't know. I always talk about it like you give what you put out, and if you put out negative thoughts and ungratefulness and that, you'll never get what you want. You'll never get what you need, and you know, maybe some bad things happened this morning, but the day could turn around. So stay neutral right there. So if you can't go positive, don't go negative. Stay neutral, because towards the end of the day, you know, you might go to the ice cream shop. You know,
and you just can't let like the bad things just like knock you down and just like forget about the whole day. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta. I mean, again, you just keep going, dude. Like you could be crying in the car, but your client's upstairs waiting for you already. So hey, you gotta put your game face on and let's go. You know? So.
Yeah, that's such a big one. Yeah, I think it's so important, because you know, I talk to, you know, all the people I've worked with in the past, whether it's in the barbershop and everything. It's like, hey, especially when we're offering a service and you're over here, you know, these people don't come. Clients don't come to the shop and expect to get knocked down worse than they are. They're already dealing with something. It's like everybody is, but you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know, because we have to just flip it. But by flipping it, our day gets better. If I make somebody's day better, my day's gonna get better. You know, it's just how it works. Like,
if you have that negative energy already walking into, you're just gonna rub it off on your clients.
Yeah, no. They're like, nah, man, I walked in there with a bad day and I walked out with the worst. That's terrible.
This dude, I know, I was already having a bad day, and this dude even made it worse by getting a cut. I thought getting a haircut was gonna make it better, but
I think I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't need to go worse. You know, there's something that you hit on. We didn't necessarily you didn't necessarily title it, but I think I'd like to title it, because I'm noticing it in other people's lives that maybe don't want to move forward, and it's responsibility. You guys have identified what you care about, and you've placed responsibility on it. Yeah. I'm going to own this, and I'm going to take responsibility to be the best version of myself. Not perfect, not without issues, but I'm going to bring my best to the table. And maybe I need to be honest with the person I'm cutting and say, hey, look, I'm not doing great, but I'm going to do my best for you. Like, I'm not doing great emotionally, but I'm going to give you the best cut I can. Oh, how much more real is that? And how much more do they want to be in your life? I mean, like, that doesn't mean you have to lie. It just means giving what you can where you are with what you have, and not quitting, because you're responsible.
Mm-hmm. Responsibility, man.
That's such a big thing, and I think, like you said, a lot of people maybe just go past it. And people don't want to accept responsibility. Don't want to accept accountability. Don't want to grab it. You know, it might drag you over there. It might drag you through the dirt, but you might need to go through the dirt to be able to come out on top.
Be able to respond.
If you don't go through the dirt, you're not going to be able to be a good steward of what you've been given. Because stewardship is like, oh, now I know how to handle this, because there was a moment where I didn't have this. There was a moment where this was a dream. And now I have the problems that comes with the dream that I was maybe praying for or aspiring for or hoping for. Yeah. And it's like, I wouldn't. Oh, here's a question. Eddie, would you trade your problems for someone else's problems?
I don't know if anybody can handle my stuff, man. I'm just, would I trade my problems with somebody else's problems? But do I know if their problems are less than mine? That's, I guess, the question. I don't know. That's a very interesting question. No, I think I just got to grab my problems and run with it. I'll learn how to deal with them. I don't know if I could deal with other people's problems.
The problems that you have currently probably come into your life because you got the dream that you were hoping for.
Oh, yes. Nothing comes easy, for sure. With that said, I think yes, problems come with everything you do. So most good things that you come in, like I was saying, we're starting all these new businesses. And I wouldn't say a lot of these things are problems. They're just things that are bumps in the road that you don't know. You're driving a car on a bumpy road, and you got low pro tires. You are used to driving on a smooth road, but now you're on a bumpy road, and you're gonna have to learn how to maneuver through these bumps so you get to your destination. I mean, yeah, and I'm gonna keep driving my car to get to these destinations.
And that's the point of going somewhere you've never been.
Yes.
You have to figure out how to get there.
Yes.
which is the whole jumping off a cliff.
Assembling the plane.
And assembling the
figure it
plane
out.
on the way down.
Figure it out on the way there, bro. So.
Okay, so speaking of that, you know, as we transition to maybe even like some big dreams that you guys have and some aspirations that you guys are collaborating on, if you were to say, hey, guys, if you're wanting to learn some of these principles or aspects, is there a book or a principle or someone to listen to or someone that has communicated? Like, where would you encourage someone to go learn some of these principles in any different direction that they may be working in?
I'm not gonna say for me. I'm not gonna say like books for me. I wish
It doesn't
I
have to
want
be a
to.
book. I'm
I
just saying,
want
like,
to.
anywhere.
I want
I
to.
don't
I
really-
think for me, it's been listening. Just listening to, and it's not just older people or other businessmen. I like to listen to everybody. I feel like I could take something from everybody I encounter. This kind of lead into kind of where it's just the connections we've made. Anything I've dealt with, the people that I've been introduced to, you know, I ask questions. I like to ask questions. I like to talk, man. That's my thing. Just talk. So I like to listen and I like to talk and I like to ask the questions that I feel might actually throw off some people that are like, why is he asking? There's a reason why I ask these things. Yeah, I want to learn. Yeah, I want to know why. So I do definitely wish. I tell myself all the time. My wife, she gave me a book on one of our last vacations I started, and it was pretty much how to cope with groups. Like it's just like groups and how to manage energy and your responsibilities and stuff. But it helped, and I have a collection of books that I've started, but I haven't finished a book in a long time. So I can't say that the books do it, but I think experiences in life have done that with, like I said, me talking to different people and try to just ask questions about everything. I ask everything. I ask questions. I mean, my mom's always been a very, very big inspiration for me. Like, you know, she raised us, and you know, I ask her certain things, and other family members. Yeah, just different people. You know, cousins, uncles, and stuff that you know, they aunties. A lot of my family's been in businesses. There's a lot of business owners in my family, so you know, I try to you know, see it. But like I said before, like on that post, I was just talking about the big picture. You got to think about the big picture. You got to think about, you know, some of these little things all will add up to something bigger. But you know, you have to do all these little things in a union, in conjunction, to be able to pull off this big picture. But yeah, I guess back to the question is just, yeah, man, and life experiences. That's where I could say that's where I've gotten it from.
You always got to be a student to the game, bro.
Yeah, and
You
everything.
You always got to be willing to learn something new every time. You know?
And the barbering stuff, I was just telling somebody recently. I had a friend reach out to me through social media. And he said, "Hey, you know, you cut my hair in your apartment back in the day." He's like, "I want to learn how to cut hair, and I would like you to mentor me. Is that something you can do?" I said, "Yes, of course." And I was like, "He's like, how can we do this?" I was like, "You come into the shop." I was like, "We talk. I'll tell you exactly. I'm an open book. I will teach everybody everything I know, just because why not? Like." I mean, there were some people I ran into in life that taught me their things, so I want to teach as well.
Just even connecting with people, you know, connecting with people is gonna help you learn a lot of new things that you didn't know, you know. So
that's a big thing.
So
being in the right room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything else with you, Diego, in that?
Well, I mean, that's what I was.
I figured you were.
I was gonna say that, you know, just connecting with people, you know, and being able to talk to new people is what's gonna make you learn more things that you didn't know, you know. It's just networking. And just talking, man. You know, asking questions. You know, asking questions is gonna lead into other things, man. And you just like, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. You know, so
there's one in Spanish that says "Preguntando se llega a Roma." Asking questions, you'll arrive at Rome. Like if you ask how to get there a few times, you'll get there.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask, you may never make it.
Yeah, man. So it's just really talking, man. Really talking.
I love that.
Shaking some hands, you know, too. All that, you know. So
yes, man, that's great. Because then you build community. You have resources. Yes. You have, you know, there's two ways to end up at a dead end. You either have to arrive there or learn from someone else that arrived there.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm gonna run with that one. I like that.
There's only two ways.
Yeah.
You can either learn or arrive.
That's gonna be my next Instagram caption.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was great. I like that.
Okay, so with all the things that you've had going on, Man, this is just such a good conversation. You guys have something really big, really around the corner that I want you guys to talk about. And so if you guys could tell us about what it is and then what sparked the inspiration for it.
All right. So me and Eddie, we're collabing on this event. It's called the Creators Gala by the Elevated Circle, and the Elevated Circle is me and him. So, and it's a black tie premiere event, and it's a networking event. So we want to bring entrepreneurs into the same room, which is going to be here where we're sitting at right now, and just to be able to connect with each other and create some collaborations, and being able to network with other business owners. Whether you're a barber, you're a Cosmo, you're in a med spa, tattoo artist, videographers, photographers. We all share like a lot of like clients, you know what I mean? So like a lot of my clients have gone to my media guy, a lot of my clients have gone to my tattoo artist, so we just all share a lot of people that I feel like everybody that will be in this room for the Creators Gala will be able to connect with each other in some sort of way and be able to share clients or even collab on certain things. And I mean, maybe there'll be two girls in here who she has her studio in a med spa and this other girl's over there in a med spa. Next thing you know, they'll probably get together and open up a med spa together, you know what I mean? So it's just being able to network with other people, and to me, networking has been like the biggest thing for like my career and anything that I'm doing, So I'm big on that. So I just I want to help other people do the same thing, I want to help people connect with other people and just like how I've connected with others, you know what I mean? And I mean, just with Eddie, like again, I met him 15 years ago in the bathroom, and now we're collabing on this event
At an event.
Yeah.
But it was specifically at a networking event.
It was a barber battle, but it's pretty much.
Oh, okay,
But it's pretty much a networking event.
Right.
You're there networking, and also that was another thing too, that because we're barbers and we've always been at barber battles, bro. And at those barber battles, like again, there's networking going on, but there's a lot of pressure going on as well too, because a lot of these barbers are just pressured because they're about to jump on stage and do like a haircut. So like nobody's really kind of like, there's tensions are high. So what I wanted to create was like a space where they can come in and just feel more relaxed and be well dressed, and being able to just walk around with a little champagne in their hand, and being able to talk to people and actually feeling good, again, connecting with other people, because when you're at these barber battles, like sometimes you don't even want to talk to them because you're focused on you're about to jump on stage and do something. But again, there's networking going on there at those places too. But we wanted to create something like elevated. That's why we're doing a black tie event. So that's why, so they can come in and connect and feel nice. Feel great. Take some pictures at the red carpet. They got the small bites going. You got great music. Great ambiance, and that's what we're going with. That's what we're shooting. Just be able to create something for creators, That's what we're calling the Creators Gala. And
So yeah, the Creators Gala. We're gonna be in this beautiful space. It's gonna be such a cool, just ambiance. We're gonna have like he said, the red carpet. We'll have photographers, videographers. We'll have different. We'll have the live artists. I'm sorry. We'll have the live artists. We'll have the live music.
Saxophone.
We're gonna have a dude playing saxophone. Very like
That's
curated
so cool.
vibes.
A saxophone and a DJ.
yeah,
Together.
My gosh.
Have you ever been like, I don't know if you've ever been or seen like Tulum, or been to Tulum, like they always got a saxophone with a cool DJ, and
John Bellion actually did that the other day at Red Rocks.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
He brought a saxophone artist out, and he was singing.
Dude, it just
and
creates
was
like the whole vibe, and that's
was
what
so cool.
That's what creates the ambiance, So, and it gives up that people that elevated experience in here.
Yeah. So with you were asking about what kind of sparked that. I think just everything that we talked about today is part of like the seed that sparked it. Like being able to connect with all these people, and we know that this stuff works. So we want to share that with everybody, and create a space where everybody could, like you said, comfortably, dress to the nine, come in and just relax and hang out with a bunch of people, connect, possibly, you like you said, next week you guys will be, doing content together or events and stuff, and that's how it started with me and him. Why wouldn't anybody else be able to do that? And everybody showing up and being as friendly as possible. I think in the communities that I've been to in Denver, whether it's barbers or just entrepreneurs or networking events that I've been to, it's always such a good like energy, and everybody wants to connect. Everybody wants to tell you about what they're doing, what their plans are, and if somehow, some way you could collab somehow, some way, and make it bigger, make it better, or just overall elevate each other. That's what this event is for. And yeah, August 1st, if you guys are in the city, tickets are live now. We got the early bird special going on for another, another 10 days or so, and then prices do go up. So if you can get on that, get on that
You
ASAP.
can also purchase tickets at the door, but that's what we got going on. We'll have a bunch of entrepreneurs under the same roof, and then just be able to connect. And networking, bro. Networking is the biggest thing.
Yeah, we will have which touch base on that there will be like opportunities for sponsorship. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot us a DM. It's probably a good idea, mostly for bigger groups of people. I know we got some packages going on there. But if you guys have any questions, shoot us a DM. The Elevator Circle on Instagram. Cut You Pay Me is Diego's page. 88 Barber is my page. One Up Barbers is Barbershop. Barber Denver is mine. And we are on all platforms, so whatever you guys need, let us know.
We'll put all those in the show notes.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
definitely accessible when we respond to those DMs. Back to what you were saying, I've learned, and I think Diego and yourself could attest that, me creating these relationships is a big reason why we can move forward little by little, but we're taking steps in the right direction of wherever our goals are.
Okay, everyone that's listening, that's really key for you to know, because you want to be in the right rooms. This is an opportunity, in my opinion, to get in a room.
Yeah.
Get in the room. In the right room.
Yeah.
I was listening to you. I don't know if you remember this, Diego. You were describing other events that were fine and good with other things that were cool and interesting. But it wasn't less about maybe the people, and it was more about the things that were happening.
The things that were going. There was a lot of things going around, so.
And so my thing for you is, or I would love for you to describe how this is different than the things happening around or at the thing. Even though those are going to be awesome, there's going to be a lot of really cool things happening. There's a heart behind what you're trying to do. Do you care to describe even just that for yourself? Because you've had great experiences, but this one's curated with an expertise that you both have been to a lot of things. Yeah. This one's different though, from how I've heard you express the heart behind it.
Yeah. So this one's way different than a barber battle, right? We're not going to have people doing demos or doing anything around. We're not going to have booths, we're going to have the sponsorships, banners and stuff like that, sponsoring, promoting the businesses that we be sponsoring, but we're not going to have any tension in here. Everybody's here to connect with each other, and they're not here to do anything else but just to connect with each other. And it's all going to be in an elevated environment as well. So, just kind of creating that elevated feel, the ambiance, and just, that's why we got that black tie. We added that black tie. We want people to come in and just feel great too, just feel dressed down. So, this is not just like any networking event where you come in and you're handing out cards and you leave. We want people to leave with with great comments like, hey, I actually met this person and thank you, thank you for creating this event, because now me and this person are going to do this together, and when you go to like barber battles, man, like again, like the ones that we've been to, and I used to host barber battles myself. Like, some barbers don't want to talk to other barbers because they have more followers than the other one, So there's just like stuff like that, bro, that we want to get away from, and just be able to, again, if you're willing to come to the Creators Gala, you're there for a reason. You're there to go connect with people, and you're there to actually talk to people and grow. Like again, like back at the stuff that we used to do, like some people don't even want to talk to people because they got egos, but not here. They're not gonna have that here, because we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to network with each other, and we're all here to collab and do things with each other. So and again, that's just how we're like setting up this event, is just giving it that elevated feel, and that's why we're calling it the Elevated Circle.
Stop being boring.
Stop being boring. Exactly.
Stop being boring.
Yeah.
Something that you just encouraged me so much, and you reminded me of something. If you're bored, it's your fault, not theirs. Yeah. So stop blaming other people for your boring life. Yeah. And if you want to step out of boring, this event, in my opinion, is one of the most prime things to be a part of if you're a creative. This is not just for barbers. No.
No.
This is for creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners, aka anyone that wants to grow and go somewhere with their life.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs.
Yes, come and build that life. Yes. This is an opportunity to keep building, to keep going, and to keep growing. And if you're bored, it's your fault, not theirs.
And then if you're bored, you got to step out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Step out of your comfort zone. Go find something else to do, something new, something that you haven't done. Because, I can assure you there's a lot of people that have never been to a networking event, and then also not a networking event like ours, Yeah. So
I actually spoke to somebody that DM'd us about the event, and they were like, "Yo, I've never been to something like this." Like, what a better chance! Like, this is exactly what you need to do. Like, being out of that comfort. I think because, like you were saying, being at some of those events that we've been to, whether it's a barber battle or other barber shows, expos and stuff, there's a lot of tension just because there's other stuff that are, showcasing and stuff. But here, you don't have to have that nerve, the nerves of everything else happening around you. You're here to connect. Everybody's here on the same page. We're gonna have the music and the snacks and the food and the drinks or whatever, and the red carpet. Everybody's dressed nice. You're your best self, and everybody's here with the same mentality. Everybody's coming here with the same goals. The more you grow, the more you connect, the more you grow, and just keep trying, guys. And this is the perfect time, the perfect space to do that. So.
But again, this is just not for the barbers, right? Because I know me and Eddie are barbers,
Right,
So I feel like a lot of people might think that, but it's not. Like, it's again, like us as barbers, dude. Like, and same with Cosmos and same with tattoo artists. I mean, again, like what I've already named out, videographers, photographers, dude. We know so much people. What better way to come into the room and connect with each other that we could just share more people with each other. You know what I mean? I could meet that night. I could meet a hairstylist that night, and we're chopping it up. And she's like, next week, she's like, "Oh my God, I met this barber. He's so dope. Cool. You know what? You should actually go see him. And it's vice versa. Hey, babe, I met this girl at the networking event. She's a hairstylist. You should go see her. It just goes a long way by just being in one right room. It's different conversations.
And even people outside of behind the chair, like you're saying, photographers, but then you start thinking about, content creators, these guys that are building websites, This is for you guys too. This is for people that are, accountants, realtors. Like, I've been to a lot of events, and these realtors, they're always at these events, and I think they know this is where you're gonna make these connections.
And who's not trying to buy a house right now? Yeah. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of people in here that might buy a house after that. So just
you needed a guy, now you have a guy.
Houses.
Yes.
So just a bunch of creators. Just we want to be in the right room, and that's what we're creating.
I love this thought, and I can't wait to get my ticket. So I'll be getting I'll be getting my ticket. I'm there, and here's something.
Get your suit ready.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, that's one of the most things. I'm sorry to interrupt, but one of the most things I'm excited about. Just see everybody just dressed nice and
good.
Just such big smiles. Go ahead, brother.
No, you're right. That's gonna be so fun to see and take pictures and have a core memory. Like, you're also like, it's hard to remember some people sometimes because you don't have a shared experience. Mm-hmm. So you're also giving people a shared experience to have a moment where you remember the person in the bathroom that you met. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so for me, man, like, I'm just so inspired by what you're doing. I hope everyone's encouraged. And at the end of the day, I heard this poem one time, and we can close with this, bees create honey. Ants create hills. Humans create futures. If this is for the creative, this is for the human that's wanting to create the future that does not exist yet.
Amen.
That's crazy. I like that.
Let's ride. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta clip that.
I'm gonna have to get your guy to go hard on that one. Remind me of your name again. Sam. We gotta get Sam. Shout out to Sam for cutting this up.
And what's your name? Man?
This is Aaron.
Shout out Aaron as well.
Aaron,
thank you,
Leo,
Aaron.
Jeremy. We got the squad here. Hey, look, guys. Thank you. It's so cool how we met each other, and getting to create with you. So
that's exactly, yes.
Gosh, getting to create with you.
Here we go, networking.
Yeah.
Met you through Cam, and now we're here.
And now we're here, and we're not looking back.
We're not looking back. We're going forward.
And in each other's lives. So hey, guys, hope you're inspired by this conversation. connect, grow, go with us, get in the room. You only get one opportunity to be at the first one. One opportunity to be at the first one. Get in the room. Link in the show notes below. Check it out. See you guys. Peace.
Much love, y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace out.
Yes, sir. My guy.
Brother, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting this up, bro.
Yes,
For
sir.
real, this is good.